Ben was my first cousin, or second cousin, but doesn't really matter. Growing up, he was like a brother. Back to the days of Nintendo. Not Xbox or mine, but single controllers. I can remember swimming with Ben and doing everything as a kid. I was a little guy when I knew Ben. He's 5 years older than me. I remember one time I went swimming and it was Ben and Carl. They wanted to play catch. I said, "Where's the ball?" "You're the ball." But it was always good times with Ben. And the cool thing is, they trusted him to watch me. I like that. I could get away with more. Ben was a great friend to me. As I grew older, I always remember Ben just being there for me. At 16, I learned a valuable lesson from Ben. I was young and I just got my learner's permit, and he taught me how to drive. And I remember, I could finally let loose because Ben was in the car instead of my parents. So I'm 16 and I'm flooring it. It was in his Cavalier, and it's on B&A Boulevard, changing lanes. And one time I went to change lanes. Just remember Ben grabbing the steering wheel from me, straightening that wheel for me. I had no idea I was about to run into another car. It was a very serious moment. But Ben just kept it cool, kept a smile on his face. And he said, "Hey, always watch your blind spot." I'm going to remember that forever. And it goes beyond just being in the car. Always check your blind spot. I'll never forget that. It's like my guardian angel. Share a few more memories. We used to do a lot of things together. I remember he was working as a loss prevention officer at JCPenney. This is funny too. This is back in the VHS days, and I used to convince him to bring the tapes over of the guys who would steal things from JCPenney. And he wasn't supposed to take them out of the store. That's our secret. It's everyone's swim secret now. But so I used to bring the tapes home, and it was suspenseful watching these tapes. He never let me know how they play out, so I watched the whole tape. And I remember this one guy came in and he grabbed a whole case of watches, and he's waddling out with watches. You see Ben come out of the side of the screen, just tackle the guy. We were around it like 15 times. Yeah, it was good fun, man. I like playing tackle. It was in good fun, and he always got the tapes back. And it kind of reminds me of the type of guy Ben was, and always doing things with people and always watching out. He was kind of like that guardian. We used to do a lot of things together. Like I said, I remember that Cavalier driving around with him all the time. We took the tapes back to JCPenney. I don't have any. Now, I've been asked to keep this completely PG, so I'll let you know. We had a lot of prank wars battling each other. And I'll leave those out. But we used to get each other back and forth. I remember one time I got so mad at Ben, and I said, "Ben, I hate you. I hate you." And I was real angry. I'm probably 13 or 14. You know what he said? He said, "I love you." And he said it about 3 or 4 times. And I just thought, what? I'm saying I hate you, Ben. Well, I love you. And that's exactly how he was. He would never say he hated me. And he never hated anyone. I didn't hate him either, but I'm a stubborn kid, and he taught me that, wow, even in the face of me being angry at him and saying I hate him, he said, "I love you." It meant a lot to me. And I think about that. If I say I hate something, maybe I don't hate it, That's because of him I think of that. We used to hit the gym together, and I can remember just him coming in the gym, and he was always admiring my physique and the way I was able to lift a lot of weight, being sort of pint-sized compared to him. I had triple the weight or 4 times the weight, and and it was genuine. And he used to say, "You're really good at this. I'm not as good as you, but you're really good at this." And it's always been in the back of my head, "Hey, I can't let Ben down. I can't. I'm gonna keep going." And it's one of the things that motivates me as a person. Just him and the way he admired it and the type of person he was. All right, I'm going to tell another story. We went to, he was always showing up with concert tickets. He was always winning something or showing up with concert tickets. And HF Festival was a big festival, and he invited me to go. It was him, one of his friends, and me and one of my friends. And I was 16. I went to the show saying, oh, I can't wait to get in the mosh pits. I'm gonna throw down with some people. Ben said, you're not going to do anything. Stop it. All right, we get there. I was scared to death. And toward the end of the show, we had gotten separated. Me and my friend went off and gotten separated from him. And he said, well, we're separated. I'm scared to death. I'm screaming. I remember calling my grandma. You gotta come pick me up. We're scared. There's all these crazy kids around. And I remember I was in tears. All right, I was scared. And Ben shows up. He finally got reunited with him. And he ran into me and he said, would you calm down? What are you doing? Why are you, so, calling grandma and everything? Let's get out of here. And it was like, oh, man, breath of fresh air, here he is. And like I said, I'm going to continue that mantra. I'm going to continue that, even though he's not physically here, he lives within us. And there he is, over my shoulder right now. I'm getting through this, and it's hard, but I feel like, he's helping me get through this. All right, the last story I'm going to tell, and like I said, I'm keeping this kind of short because I've got a lot of great memories. And in his private detective days, I remember I wanted to go along, and I've been seeing the show Cheaters, and I thought it'd be really cool to bust somebody and see what it was like. So I begged him, hey, come on, take me. And I'm, 18 years old, and one day he says, all right. It was Sunday morning. He said, we're going to go. I got a good case for you. I said, all right. I get all ready. Can't wait to see somebody get busted. And he picks me up, and we start driving down the road. He made me get up so early. It was like 8 o'clock. I'm like, this better be good. All right, 8 o'clock's early. I know. Anyway, so we're driving down the road, and we get to the location. Well, it's a church. Oh, it's going to be real good. This guy's going to go off in church today. He can spy on somebody. He pulls out a Bible. He said, we need this. Well, must be the preacher. This is going to be real good. We go in, and he said, I said, well, who are we observing? That guy up front there, he's speaking. You're going to enjoy today. Wait a second, Ben. He tricked me. But he was a man of faith, very strong faith, and that's how he was. So I leave you with that, and I leave you with this quote. Death may be the greatest of all human blessings. That's Socrates. Life is so valuable, and we only get one. And I think that you touched many of us. Like I said, I'll never forget. It'll be in my blind spot. I've never been in an accident. Never been in an accident that was my fault, at least. And it's because I check that blind spot every time. I'm here for everybody. I know it's really tough, and it's hard for me too. But we're all going to get through it. And I want to say something. I know my Aunt Margie couldn't be here, and she's been there a lot, and she loved us all. She loved Ben, and Uncle Rich too. He couldn't be here, but we're all here. And I look out and see a beautiful group of people, and I am glad that this is my family. And thank you all.